Hi there, my name is Ashley Craven and I am the Marketing Director of Griffin House. And today we are joined by Marnie Forestieri, the entrepreneurial expert, the early childhood education expert. My goodness, I could go on. And also the author of the latest Griffin House series and the book we just published, The Basics of Starting a Childcare Business. So Marnie, hello, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, how are you? I'm excited to be here.
Good. Us too. So, Marnie, I think one of the things that is absolutely on people's minds right now is, with COVID-19 and all of the disruption and all of the uncertainty and all of the fear it has created, how does that relate to the need for childcare businesses right now? Is now a time that people should even be thinking about starting their own childcare business?
So we've all witnessed how our industry is in the brink of collapse. We've been witnesses of that, and due to various reasons. But to start with is parent concerns. So some states have responded differently, and it varies from state to state. But the main, how it has been profoundly affected is by the consumer preferences, right? Parents are concerned, and that's understandable. But there will be a great need for childcare in the future. But as of right now, providers are struggling because enrollments are lower. There's a lot of regulations that we need to follow, so the operational risk of running childcare centers now, all those things make it really, really complicated, the landscape of childcare. But when things go back to normal, things will pick up, and parents do need this critical service. This is the backbone of our economy. So it will go back. So I would say this is a great time to plan to open a childcare center. But nobody that claims to help you fill your enrollment is talking accurately, because we have to understand that the parent perception is very valid. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Any day something could happen in a school. We're all at risk of that, operators, and you're forced to close your doors. So I'd rather be very honest. It would be impossible to actually implement or follow through the milestones of a business plan at this moment, because it actually takes time. You need a stable environment to be able to measure your marketing, advertising. It might go to waste because it's just not simply the right time, because parents are not comfortable yet of bringing their kids back to schools.
I love how you explain a bit about how, the uncertainty of this means that it doesn't mean that childcare businesses aren't needed and won't be needed in the future. It more so means that right now we need to be focused on planning to open, not necessarily opening new ones at this moment. And so can you speak a little bit more to, what are traditionally you would say a business plan, you have several things you want to talk through, from marketing to operations to hiring and recruitment, not in that order. But in this instance, given COVID, given all the uncertainty, what's the next step you can give to our listeners who are maybe interested in planning to start a business? What could you give them to start right now?
So the first thing I would suggest is to buy the book, because setting up the right foundation for any business, but especially childcare, is critical. Your location will define a lot of your demographics, right? And of your demand. So that is critical. And that could last years, months, years, until you actually find the perfect location. And in the book we mentioned is location, location, location. Well, that's especially true in childcare. And I believe that there's so many things that will be changing after COVID, including, for example, real estate opportunities. And those prices will probably be adjusted. What's happening right there in the market is that, unfortunately, because many providers are not longer able to afford, those locations will be available, for example. And there's an opportunity for a new provider to step in at a lower rent. So that's critical, because real estate, as we mentioned, is a pillar, is a foundation, and where you actually serve will define pretty much a big part of your business plan. And the demographics that you serve will define your price list. So it's all interrelated. So I think identifying the trade areas like we mentioned in the book, and finding the opportunities, the real estate opportunities, making the grid, studying the market, it's a great start for somebody that wants to just enter the industry, and just wait a little bit until the landscape like gets a little settled, and we all know what's going to happen next. Because at the moment, as you mentioned, there's a lot of uncertainty. I always say that I wouldn't be able to help anybody if I wouldn't do it myself. And I always ask, can I do it myself? Would I open a childcare business like right now in a couple of months? I probably would say no. I would probably plan, look at the best sites, understand the market, because even your competitive landscape might change in a couple of months. True. Right? So you might not have some competitors in your market, so you will need to redefine or rewrite your business plan. But definitely, this is a great opportunity to start planning, and this industry is here to stay. We all know how critical the industry is, because we're the backbone of the economy, and we cannot go back to work with our beautiful and energetic toddlers running around in the living room. My heart feels for the parents that are working from home, because it's really challenging to work from home. I respect the moms that are there, and my heart goes out to them, because I know this must be so hard, trying to juggle remote work and the toddlers running around, and it's really hard. So I'm pretty sure that when things get settled and parents are confident of bringing their kids back, we will have too many kids, and unfortunately we won't have a lot of our childcare spots, because unfortunately they will be probably lost. But this is an opportunity for the new generation of childcare entrepreneurs just to step in and offer that quality and that good foundation that we all need in our education pipeline.
One last question as it relates to, who is the prime candidate? Who is the right fit to be planning, not necessarily at this moment launching, but planning the launch of a childcare business?
So I'll give you the preview of something that's coming in the second book, that is Leading Childcare Centers. So it pretty much gives like a picture of the perfect childcare entrepreneur. And it has a couple of qualities, including some that are really funny. To start with, the perfect childcare entrepreneur is somebody that is mission-driven and purpose-driven. This is a really hard job, and you really need to love what you do, because there are many other businesses like where you can make money much easier. But dealing with kids, with families, is a very big responsibility, and people should be aware of that responsibility. So I'm excited about this new generation of entrepreneurs that is going to come and step in, because that millennial generation has that quality. They're mission driven, and that's a very important quality to have. Second, that person needs to understand the financial aspect. So usually if you are a good administrator of your household, that will give you a pretty good idea that you're going to be able to run a childcare center. So that's in the book as well. You can refer to the financials and understand a little more like the things that you need. People that plan better might be able to navigate the uncertainties of the market, such as this, like COVID, right? So people that have cash reserves, that don't take everything out of their business, that reinvest in their business. So that's very important quality to have, somebody that can plan. The third one is somebody that can handle drama, because this is to be honest, this is like being part of a soap opera. So when you enter the childcare business, you're working mostly with a female workforce, and you'll hear a lot of things, right? Every single day. I was a director for 8 years almost, and I honestly felt like I thought I was like on a reality TV show or something like that, because like I would like hear the most amazing things. Like, wow, this will be a really good like reality TV show, and that's pretty much what directors would agree with me, that running a childcare center is that. So if you can handle the drama and you have the leadership to navigate that, because it's not for everybody, then you're good. So if you have those leadership abilities to navigate the drama, to stay with your vision, and you understand what the goal of your program, then you're most likely to be successful. That's just a start. But another really important one is somebody that understands or wants to understand the education side of the business. So all businesses are interconnected right now, all departments. So entrepreneurs that come into the industry without the proper knowledge, and we will talk about that a lot in the second book. The first book was laying the foundation, but those people that understand the education side are better aware and self-aware of what they need to know or implement to have a successful program. So when you know that the number of teachers that you need, when you understand the quality indicators of a childcare program, when you understand the importance of parents and customer service and what kids need to know, or when you understand the requirements, how to actually teach a child how to write, how to read, well, those things are critical for the success of your business, because this is an education business. So even though there are a lot of people that might not know the education side, having that knowledge, is an advantage. I call it the innovation advantage, because it helps you connect all sides of your organization. Your education at the end and your customer service are your best marketing differentiators. So when you do that, when you understand those key qualities, then you're most likely not only to have a successful program, but to have a very profitable program if you do the background and foundation from the first book.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Marnie. And it sounds like there's lots more that we can learn from your series, starting with the first book that just launched, which is available for purchase at griffinhouse.com. So for all of those in our audience today, please do head to griffinhouse.com, where you can learn more about the basics of starting a childcare business, and you can purchase that book. And also you can keep your eye out for the next book in the series, which will launch in the spring of 2021. So thank you so much, Marnie, for joining us today. And thank you all all of you and our audience for joining us for this conversation and Q&A. So please do head to griffinhouse.com to learn more.